Imagine standing in front of a tomb, sealed for more than 3,000 years. A tomb built for one of the most powerful rulers the world had ever known. Behind those stone walls lay unimaginable wealth. Gold, jewels, sacred artifacts, treasures created for a king believed to be a living god. But when archaeologists eventually uncovered clues leading to this treasure, they found something that made no sense. A large portion of it was gone. Missing. Without explanation. No records. No witnesses. No clear evidence. Only questions. And those questions would become one of the greatest mysteries in Egyptian history. To understand how this treasure disappeared, we first need to travel back thousands of years to the age of the pharaohs. More than 3,000 years ago, ancient Egypt stood among the greatest civilizations on earth. The Nile River brought life to the desert. Cities flourished. Temples rose toward the sky. And powerful rulers known as pharaohs governed the land. But pharaohs were not viewed as ordinary kings. The Egyptian people believed they were chosen by the gods. Some even believed they were gods themselves. Every aspect of life revolved around religion and the afterlife. To the Egyptians, death was not the end. It was merely the beginning of another journey. A journey into eternity. That belief shaped everything they did, especially how they buried their rulers. When a pharaoh died, enormous preparations began. Thousands of workers, priests, craftsmen, and architects participated in creating a final resting place worthy of a divine ruler. Massive tombs were constructed beneath deserts, cliffs, and valleys. These tombs were designed to survive forever. Inside them, Egyptians placed everything a pharaoh might need in the next world. Golden jewelry, weapons, furniture, food, statues, sacred objects, and mountains of treasure. The wealth buried with some rulers was beyond imagination. Entire rooms were filled with priceless artifacts. Every object served a purpose. The Egyptians believed these treasures would accompany the pharaoh into the afterlife. The more powerful the ruler, the greater the treasure. And the greater the treasure, the greater the temptation for thieves. The Egyptians understood this danger. They knew that someday someone might try to steal the riches hidden inside these tombs. So they created elaborate defenses. Hidden chambers, false corridors, secret entrances, massive stone barriers. Some tombs even contained misleading pathways designed to trap intruders. Ancient warnings were carved into walls. Curses promised disaster to anyone who disturbed the dead. Yet none of these defenses could eliminate one powerful human weakness: greed. For centuries, stories of hidden treasure spread across Egypt. Treasure hunters dreamed of discovering forgotten riches. Many spent their lives searching. Some found nothing. Others found fortunes. And slowly, many royal tombs began to disappear into legend. Buried beneath endless desert sands. Waiting. Silent. Untouched. Or so people believed. For centuries, the tombs of Egypt remained hidden beneath endless waves of sand. Empires rose, empires fell, wars reshaped the world. But beneath the desert, the silent tombs waited. Then, during the 19th and early 20th centuries, archaeology entered a new era. Explorers from around the world arrived in Egypt with one dream: to uncover the lost world of the pharaohs. Every excavation carried the possibility of making history. Some teams discovered broken statues. Others uncovered forgotten temples, but nothing compared to the excitement of finding a royal tomb. When workers uncovered the entrance to one ancient burial site, excitement spread quickly. Stone seals still covered the doorway. Hieroglyphs remained untouched. At first glance, Everything suggested the tomb had survived thousands of years without being disturbed. Slowly, carefully, the entrance was opened. Dust that had remained trapped for centuries escaped into the air. Flashlights illuminated walls covered with colorful paintings. Every step deeper into the tomb felt like stepping backward through time. The first chambers appeared almost untouched: golden furniture, beautiful statues, ancient pottery, sacred objects. Everything seemed exactly where it had been placed thousands of years earlier. The discovery amazed archaeologists. Had they finally found a royal tomb that had escaped ancient thieves? Excitement grew with every room they explored. Then something unexpected happened. One chamber looked strangely incomplete. Several stone platforms stood completely empty. Nearby, fragments of broken wooden boxes lay scattered across the floor. The outlines left in centuries-old dust suggested that large objects had once rested there. Something important had disappeared. The more archaeologists searched, the stranger the mystery became. Priceless objects still filled the chamber. Golden jewelry remained untouched. Decorated furniture still stood against the walls. Beautiful statues had never been moved, yet other treasures had vanished completely. Why would anyone leave behind objects made of solid gold while taking something else? Nothing about it made sense. Experts carefully documented every object, every footprint, every broken seal, every damaged wall. But the evidence only created more questions. Some passages showed signs of ancient damage. Other sections appeared perfectly sealed. If thieves had entered the tomb, how had they escaped without destroying everything? And why had they ignored so much wealth? Historians soon began studying ancient Egyptian records. Old court documents revealed that tomb robbery had once become a serious crime. During periods of famine and political instability, organized groups targeted royal tombs in search of treasure. Some robberies were so sophisticated that historians suspected help from people who knew the secret layouts of the tombs. Even more shocking were records suggesting that corrupt officials and workers may have accepted bribes. If those records were true, the thieves weren't simply lucky. They had inside information. They knew exactly where to look, exactly what to take, and exactly how to escape. This became the first major theory. Perhaps ancient tomb robbers had entered the burial chamber shortly after the funeral. They removed the most valuable portable treasures before resealing the entrance. Over time, wind and sand erased nearly every trace of their crime. At first, the theory seemed convincing. It explained the missing objects. It explained the damaged passages. It explained why historians had documented tomb robberies throughout Egyptian history. But one problem refused to disappear. Professional thieves steal everything they can carry: gold, jewels, statues, weapons, furniture, anything valuable. Yet inside several royal tombs, extraordinary treasures remained untouched. Some golden objects were left exactly where priests had placed them thousands of years earlier. Why would experienced robbers ignore treasures worth enormous fortunes? Were they interrupted? Did they panic? Or were they searching for something far more important than gold? That single question changed the entire investigation. Perhaps this wasn't an ordinary robbery after all. Perhaps someone entered the tomb with a very specific purpose. And if that was true, who were they really searching for? Or more importantly, what